Now, this file is actually a small section that is actually in the size of and it is just a basic block in that size. So when, say for an example, you just want a total solid color, or the way you design it ends up, you paint that section on what you want in regards to it, and then that is what your body is you're going to apply to your body of your hoverboard. So I'm just gonna go and take my flood fill tool, and I'm just gonna make it a solid color. Okay, I'm gonna use a gradient, which will add some shininess to it, and in the video you will actually see it applied to the texture, and you will actually see. Okay, so if you want just a basic solid color, and then you can basically use your flood fill tool to add the texture into it. So if you want it shiny, there are two ways of doing this. One is using a gradient, which will add a shine to it, that you can download off the internet and put in your textures, which is shiny in its materials. And another thing that you can do to add a little shine to your hoverboards is you can add a glass effect to your hoverboard. So those are two ways to add shine to hoverboards and texturizing. So let me get that hoverboard and put a nice gradient on it so you'll actually be able to see it. Give me 1 second. Okay, once you have the design that you want to do, say for an example, you have the hover, you get it painted the way you want it on whatever design it is, and you have that small section that is on the board. Once you have that, what you're going to do is you're going to save the design as a PNG format. You're going to rename the file. Do not save it as T00 body, because you don't want to overwrite the old initial template for it. So you got to make sure you rename it. So you're going to go to File. You're going to go to Save As. Do not hit Save. Sorry for yelling, I just wanted to stand out in the history. So, you're going to go to Save As, and you're going to rename that file. I'm going to rename it, since I used kind of a turquoise type gradient, I'm going to rename it turquoise. Okay? And I'm going to put, you're going to save as, and you're going to name your file, and you're going to put it in a .png format. And you're going to place it in a place where you're going to be able to find it. I have a folder designated for every design that I tend to do. So I have a hoverboard folder on designs that I save all my hoverboards to. Same as that I call their designs. I have it all designated so I can automatically find exactly where I'm going to have it. So give me 1 second and I'm going to save this, and then we'll proceed on to the next step, which is your second part of your hoverboard. So give me 1 second and I'll do that. Okay, once you have saved it and saved it in the folder that you want to save it in, next step you're going to go is you're going to go in your alternate program again, and you're going to go to File, and you're going to go to Open. Now, in this section, this is where your lighting in your hoverboard is. So I'm going to give you the file number that you have to bring into it. And let me bring this into the Corel. Now this is your engine pattern. So this is what you're going to see in your engine, on the engine part of your design. So the file number is T01 underscore engine. This is what, if you can change it to the way you want it, or you can basically keep it the way you want. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a clit effect to this section here, and I'm going to change the color. I'm going to colorize it to make it so that you can actually see it. Okay? So give me 1 second, and the way you add a clit effect is through your effects. And when you're Corel, you're going to go to Effects. You're going to go to one second. you're going to go to reflections. And you're going to go to the kaleidoscope.